Human rights campaigners are hoping U.S. President Donald Trump will press China's President Xi Jinping on the issue when the pair meet this week, but they will not be holding their breath. Most activists said they were not optimistic that the visit would improve the situation facing China's political prisoners, especially those like Liu Xia, the widow of Nobel Peace Prize winner Liu Xiaobo. Trump doesn't care about human rights, but I will not give up as long as there is a possibility, veteran activist Hu Jia, who has been campaigning for human rights in China for the past 17 years, said. Writers urge China to release Liu Xia, widow of jailed Nobel Peace Prize winner. The visit is an opportunity to solve Liu Xia's problems. It just depends whether Trump will grab it, he said. Just a tweet or a brief private conversation would make a difference. Last week, more than 50 American authors, including Margaret Atwood and Philip Roth, urged their nation's leader to seek the release of 56-year-old Liu. They said they hoped Trump would voice the United States' concern about the inhumane and unjustifiable detention of a poet who has been accused of no crime. China human rights work. It's emotionally draining, but country is the story of our lifetime, says Amnesty researcher Liu Xiaobo died of liver cancer in July while in custody. Western governments appealed to Beijing for him to be granted medical parole, but to no avail. Liu Xia had been under house arrest for 7 years before her husband's death. Her current whereabouts are unknown, but it is believed she is still in some form of detention. She was last seen in a video in a hotel room, which her friends later confirmed was in southwest China's Yunnan province soon after her husband's funeral. Despite the authors' and activists' appeals, observers said human rights would not be high on Trump's agenda. It's hard to see Trump championing a cause that he does not even know about or is interested in, Steve Tsang, director of the Sino-US China Institute in London, said. China subverting UN efforts to protect human rights, says pressure group at China's 5-yearly National Party Congress last month. Xi cemented his grip on power, prompting comparisons to late leaders Mao Zedong and Deng Xiaoping. Tsang said China would listen to no one but Xi. In the new era, Xi is confident about his leadership in China's direction, and is not interested in what other countries have to say about it, particularly on issues like human rights, he said. It's a view apparently shared by Trump, who referred to Xi as the King of China. Some people might call him the King of China, but he's called President, Trump said last month in an interview on Fox Business Network. White House Chief of Staff John Kelly said it was not up to the U.S. to pass judgment on Beijing, and praised China for its system of government that has apparently worked for the Chinese people. Sophie Richardson, China director of Human Rights Watch, said any efforts by U.S. officials to raise human rights would not gain traction in Beijing after the public lavish praise by Trump and Kelly. There's no shortage of serious human rights violations to discuss: the urgent need to free Liu Xia and others wrongly detained, to repeal highly abusive national security laws, to push back against Beijing's increasing proclivity to commit abuses beyond its borders, Richardson said. Wife of Taiwanese activist detained in mainland China asks for visit. Saying agree, saying professional diplomats are not particularly well represented in the Trump administration. Their capacity to have a significant impact on Trump's agenda is much lower than in all recent administrations, he said.